Hello guys, I know it's been 3 weeks since I've uploaded the teaser, but here's finally part 1 of my dead motion capture tutorial. In this tutorial I'm only going to show you how you can make him move, not with facial expressions and not blend it in the real world. I'm gonna do those parts in part 2. Maybe I'm gonna make a part 3 for blending it in the real world, but I don't think so. I think I'm gonna put it in part 2 too. Awesome. Well, let's get to it. So I first tried to make motion capture files with iPi Studio, but that's a license. So I had a free trial for a bit, but after you ended that trial, you can't save files anymore. And if I uploaded those files to Blender, my character would spin up. So I used Animate instead. And Animate worked perfectly for me because it can make kind of stars and a rig in Blender. And I attached that rig to my dead 3D character I found on Blend Swap. I'll show you some montage of that too. And that's that. So that finally worked. So what you're seeing now, this is my dead character. The thing was, my dead 3D character that I found on the internet wasn't rigged. And I know what you're saying, are you too lazy to make your own dead character? And I'm like, yeah, because I can't make characters in Blender. I just need some work on that too. But it's not rigged. So the thing what I did was, you can select your character over here. You can go to the front view over here, or you can type 1 on your pad. But that, for some reason, that doesn't work when I do it, because probably some of the settings. So I just need to go to here and click literally on front. You may be thinking, how can you apply a rig like this to your character, and why do you have all these weird bones on his mouth? Well, I'm gonna explain his mouth in a bit, but I'm gonna explain how you can make a rig like this one. Well, I tried to make a rig, because you can make a rig. You can click on add armature and you can do a single bone. That's what I did on first, because sorry, my cat is walking on my desk case. But that went really long and it kept giving me errors. So what I did then is I clicked on human meta rig. What you get then is a fully made rig, kind of. Not for this character, but just for a normal human base character it would be. Well, what I did is I added this base. You can just click over here and click on edit, and you can add or delete certain bones, and that's what I did. I first made this thing to fit my dead 3D model, and then I made a bigger head, I made the eyebrows, and I made the mouth. So if you want to extrude, if you want to make a new bone, you can just select this and click on E, and you'll make a new bone. If you want to delete a bone, select it with the right mouse pad, click on delete and click on delete the bones. Easy, right? Well, what you also want to do, maybe it's already selected on this mesh, but you want to go to here and click X-ray, because right now you're gonna see it when you don't select X-ray. This is gonna happen, and when you're editing, you can't see your character you're working with. So first off, obviously we need to change the scale, and you can just edit the armature. And believe me, it's gonna be a lot of work, but even I did it, so you can too. So I'm gonna delete this armature, and the way you supply the armature to your mesh, any mesh you want to use, just click right with your right mouse pad on the character, click shift and click with your right mouse pad on the armature, then click Ctrl P, and then armature, and then with automatic weights. And that's gonna, if that happens, something like this, the thing you'll need to do is click on your character, go to weight paint, click on your armature. Sorry, no, that's not the way. Then go to weight paint and you can just paint this out. You can just paint this away, like draw, is me drawing extra stuff at that. And I think subtract or add will delete it probably if you have like higher weight. And sometimes weight paint doesn't work when I try to use it, but that's just restarting Blender or restarting your PC and just trying again, right? With everything in Blender, or most things when you're editing. I'm just gonna Control C this for a bit. But like you see, when you have done all of those steps, your armature is applied to your character. Sometimes it's hard to select the armature like you saw. How I try to do, when you go to pose mode, you do something like this, you see, it moves with my character, it's supposed to, but yeah, right, it moves with my character. This bone for some reason doesn't work, probably, but this one should work, but it doesn't too. Yeah, this one does work a little too well. So when you've done all of that, you can install the Animate plugin for Blender. Let me just find it in this tab. Got it. And you need to select the empties. The thing that you need to do with the empties is kind of hard to do and explain, so I'll probably just also leave a video for you where the dude that really explains it amazing and where he goes full in detail with what he did. But what I did too is I parented those stars one by one. I parented them and stuff like that to the armature. So basically when this star moves, the armature moves with it. And that's what I want, because when I move, I want my bear to move with me, with the movements I make. Well, the movements aren't amazing or something like that, but with a little, if you try a little harder, you can still make them pretty good. Look, this is what I did. I selected a bone, and in this case it's a bone from the head, and I insert a copy location, just select all of those things. I also did that with this head too, and that's track, and I selected Y. You can play with this too. I did it a little bit on here, like you see, because when you don't, this happens, and that's not good. So that's what I did with every single bone. Now you may be thinking, what does that have to do with this, basically? Well, it's because I parented those things to the armature, if I'm right. When you've done all of those steps, you need to add the fur. You may be thinking, how did you do that? Or you may be thinking, that's really easy, I can do that without your explanation. And if you can, that's awesome. If you don't, I'm going to show you how to do that now. Well, you need to go to Object, Quick Effects, Quick Fur. Oh, I'm sorry, Quick Fur. Like you see, he has a lot of fur. So when we go to this step down here, and we can just go to Particle System, and I just added that edited that particle system bit by bit, some pieces, and I made it how I liked it, right? So that's how I did it too. Well, the texture for the bear is just the texture from the character that I downloaded because I'm lazy, like I said. I added a green screen behind, and I suggest you do that too. But if you know how to like put a character in the real world within Blender, that's awesome. But I think it's just easier to add a green screen, do it in Blender, because you can get the same result except for the camera like spinning around and stuff like that. But that's not what I'm going for, and that's not what I want. Well, in the next part I'm going to show you how to it's not done yet, but in the last part I'm going to show you, well, how to do facial motion capture, I still need to figure that out, and how to apply it in the real world in After Effects with a background, tracking, stuff like that. Well, I'm just gonna show you some things. I don't know if that's applied in this character, but in one character that I had from Ted, I applied shape keys. Well, in Blender they're called shape keys, but in the program that I use for facial motion capture, they're called blend keys. But those shape keys don't really work in that program, so that's why I still need to figure out for the facial motion capture, because that's not working out. Yeah, look, right here. I made all those shape keys in Blender one by one, and then it turned out it didn't work in my facial motion capture program. So I'm gonna need to figure out how I can make it work, or I need to like use another program, and this doesn't work, but this does. You can see that move, and if I just somewhere find the mouth right here, I can just play with that. So you can make it talk. Like you see on here, this isn't supposed to be like that, but you need to edit that in edit mode, but I'm gonna show you that in part 2. For now, I'm just gonna roll my motion capture and show how to do it in Animate. So you open up Animate. So, for some reason it never finds it, so gotcha. You need to, if you want to find it like me and can't find it, you need to type in Delicode underscore ni underscore mate. Just type the D and then you'll find it. So click on that. Well, over here you'll find a lot of settings. I use the free version. There's also a money version that I don't choose. Yeah, why not? Gotcha. Well, like you see here over the setup, there's no sensor. That's because my Connect isn't plugged into my computer. So I'm just gonna plug it in now, and you'll probably see it change. I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna restart my computer, because for some reason he can't find the Kinect, and that's something I'm having trouble with a lot. Is that my computer or an iMate can't seem to find my Kinect. I have no idea why, but it's just something that happens way too much. So I know where Kinect can fix that or something. But I'm gonna save all my work I have. Restarted my computer and now it does work for some reason. But like you see, open NI1 and then this says running. If it doesn't say running, there's something wrong and you probably just need to restart your computer or something like that. Well, click on here. Like you see, there are all kinds of settings. I'm here. I'm just gonna change this to just normal RGB. Hi. Well, like you see, it's trying to calibrate my face. But, well, not my face, only my whole body. But it can't see my whole body, it can only see my face. So it keeps calibrating and it keeps calibrating the wrong way. I think you can actually, if you click on this, NI rec from record, of course, and then record sensor is recording. I think you can even, no, sorry, I can't. But if you go to here, and if you click right mouse, you need to click open NI1, futures. You need to select skeleton tracking. That didn't work for me the first time, and my skeleton didn't track for some reason. I didn't know why, but it's this, and I keep need to like redoing this every single time I open it, because I don't know how to save those kind of options. But now it does work, if I'm right. And if I just go to the camera view like this, you'll probably see me move not where this thing is. Probably see me somewhere else. But what I'm gonna do, this thing is recording right now, not the right place. but you don't want to see my face or body, of course. But I'm just gonna, this is already running, so I can click on here. I selected empties and edge rotation. I can click on start. What it does now is it just starting, and when I move, this thing moves with it. I'm just gonna, I've selected this. That means that it makes automatic keyframes, and if I play this, you can see it's already making keyframes. So what I'm gonna do now is just move my Kinect up a bit. I know where you can still hear me because I'm moving away, but I'm just gonna put it probably somewhere around here. Try to make it work, and I'm probably gonna stand right here, so it can see my whole body and the ground. That's what I'm gonna do. So I hope you like it. I'm probably gonna need to scream a bit too. Alright. Well, first you always need to start off with a T-pose, of course. So I'm in a T-pose. And I'm just gonna do some weird movements. Sometimes it doesn't track the right way for some reason, but it's a free software and it's still amazing, so you know, who cares, right? Alright, ending with a T-pose too. And we'll walk down here. How that turned out? Well, always when I walk away it makes something funny like this. Well, what you first need to do is click on pause and then stop. So, till the next part. I hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, you can just like this video, and if you didn't like this video, you can dislike the video. If you did like this video and want to see more of these kind of videos, you can just subscribe, and if you don't want to see it, you just ignore me and don't subscribe. And yeah, well, thank you for watching, and bye till the next part.